Everything should be released. Raskin calls making Epstein files public. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to continue to react and try to cover this news as it comes out because I feel like this is very, very, very important. All right. Both sides have somewhat united. You know, you got the left, the right, Democrat, Republic. Everybody is asking for this list. Now, I'm going to keep saying this. You guys know that I cannot stand politics just because of the division, but this is more than that. All right. I feel like there's a lot of people who could possibly be, careers could be in jeopardy. I'll just say that, who names are probably on this list, which we all know that it exists, but they are doing a damn good job covering it up. Or they were until now. I just don't know if they're going to be pressured to the point, or if we're going to wake up one day and it's going to be something so crazy that we just going to forget about this. We can't forget about it though, because like I said before, the kids, man, anything dealing with the kids, nah, we can't have that, y'all, at all. So, going to check this video out to see what they got to say about it. I don't know who these people are that's going to be speaking, but here we go. We ain't going to waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Joining me now is someone who is asking questions, and he continues to, Congressman Jamie Raskin, Democrat of Maryland, and the ranking member on the House Judiciary Committee. He and 15 other committee Democrats have demanded that Attorney General Pam Bondi release any mention of Donald Trump in the Justice Department's files on Jeffrey Epstein. So this has been a strange week. I don't know how else to define it. And you are a part of the story, which is also strange. So let me just start by asking you, is it weird to, I guess, be on sort of the same side, at least in demanding information, as people like Alex Jones and others who you probably agree with?
That's what I'm saying about being on the same side. This list has brought people together, man. Hey, whatever it takes. That's crazy.
Weird to, I guess, be on sort of the same side, at least in demanding information, as people like Alex Jones and others who you probably agree with absolutely nothing on.
Well, we called for the release of the Epstein files in the Biden administration. We've been consistent all along in saying these should be opened up to the public. All of the charges against Epstein were dismissed after his death. Of course, his associate, Ms. Maxwell, was convicted on 5 charges, as well as another French associate.
So he said they were calling for it during the Biden administration. Now, my whole thing is, I don't know what, why they didn't release then, but I guess it's the fact that, now you talking about you got it sitting on your desk, anybody can see what's going on here, man. If you can't, you're a blind fool. My goodness.
Was prosecuted and then, I believe, took his own life. At this point, all the trials are over and everything should be released to the public in the public interest, especially after Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Dan Bongino, the FBI director, Kash Patel, and the Attorney General himself all stated that this was information of interest to the public and everybody should be able to get a hold of it. So look, there's 2 possibilities here, Jen. One is that all of these people, including Elon Musk, actually know that Donald Trump is implicated, or other people high up in the government or the Republican Party.
The man said it himself. Elon said that Trump is on those files. Now look, whether that's a prank or joking, or he was just mad and trying to get under somebody's skin, if you say that about the president, right? Like, ain't nobody gonna take that lightly. Nobody, especially when y'all been literally just seemed like the best buddies until that happened with the whole electrical thing that Trump said Elon is mad about, and then Elon goes, he's on that list. Like, come on, man. Do y'all think he was joking? Or y'all think he was just mad and just said that? Or did he see something? Because they were saying Trump was giving him access to things. Again, I just hate that this is, political. I hate that. This is literally good versus evil. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you are a genuine good person, you want to see, like, boy, they hiding it. They hiding it.
Are implicated, and they're trying to cover it up at this point, or else all of it was just propaganda from the beginning. But look what happens when you use propaganda. W.H. Auden said propaganda was the use of magic by those who no longer believe in it against those who still do. Ooh. And so you've got millions of people in MAGA who are saying, wait a second, you were feeding us on a steady diet of release these tapes for all of these months and all of these years. Are you saying that there's really nothing there? I mean, that would incline us towards the first theory, that there's really a lot there. There are a lot of facts there that the public should know about. But if it's completely empty, release it in that case. And if there's stuff in there we need to know, then the public has a right to know, as the Republicans have been saying all along. So I guess I do find myself, in the same camp as Dan Bongino and MAGA, saying, let's release everything, as Trump promised during the campaign. He didn't promise to throw 14 million people off of their Medicaid, but he did promise to release the Epstein tapes.
Man.
Do you think, I'm sure you've thought about why they did this. Why do you think that Attorney General Pam Bondi is holding back? I mean, they have all promised to do it. So even if it's blank pieces of paper, to your point, why?
If it's blank pieces of paper, I'm certain they would release it right away. Of course, they would have to explain why they were engaged in a propaganda exercise and why they've been saying things, including Pam Bondi, like, the client list is on my desk. Man. And many of these people have gestured at the existence of a client list. So this is a vast public perception now, without regard to ideological lines. People believe that client list is out there. And look, this guy was a real that has done huge damage to America's political and civic culture. Let's get the truth out there so we can all see. I mean, I've not had a single Democrat tell me they're afraid of what's in there. Maybe there are Democrats who are, confidentially afraid and talking to the Trump administration. I doubt it. Maybe there are some Republicans doing that. And we do know, look, why would Trump not want to release it at this point when he's been demanding an open, complete, comprehensive accounting and release? Either one, he's implicated, and they don't want to doctor the tapes, or at least doctor them any further, because there is that mysterious 1 minute missing of the tape in the prison. But so either he's implicated, or there are other high-ranking Republicans he's covering up for, or there are people on there that he wants to use this as leverage against, which we know is also a big, MO for Donald Trump. He would like to.
Look, man, I'm telling y'all, 2025 is kicking our rear end. I mean, my goodness, man, it has been so much that happened this year. I remember, like, you would look at the past year and be like, man, last year was kind of, this year and last year was kind of on the same level. Every year has literally outdid the last, and not in a good way. There was some stuff in there he said about what has allegedly been going on that island, dealing with the people who are young, that I'm going to have to trim out, but you guys can pretty much put two and two together. What they were saying was going on, or rituals or whatever. We all know that. But when he's talking about using stuff for leverage, when I was covering the Diddy trial, and they're talking about all those tapes and the cameras and all that stuff, you're just wondering, what were people doing on that island that can be used against them? especially if they did not know they were being recorded. Boy, 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 boy. And I'm talking about on both sides. Left, right, Democrat, Republican, hey, both sides.
Or there are people on there that he wants to use this as leverage against, which we know is also a big, MO for Donald Trump. He would like to have the coercive leverage of possessing this arsenal of information around them. It'd be much better for everybody to come clean, and let's vindicate the public interest here. I'm going to be asking Chairman Jordan to call for a hearing where we subpoena the Attorney General and Dan Bongino and Kash Patel to come in and tell us everything that we know, because this thing is really spinning out of control at this point, and there's one way to put it to rest, which is to come clean, as President Trump promised he would during the campaign.
There are strange alignments here, as we've just started the show talking about. Do you think Chairman Jordan is going to be open to doing that? You do need them because they are in control, of course, of the House and the committee. Do you think he will?
Well, I know that there are Republicans on the Judiciary Committee who are on the side of Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, who've been saying all along that this evidence, or the evidence that was collected around this in several different criminal investigations, must be made fully public. I mean, this is an administration which calls itself the most transparent in history. Whatever you think about the merits of that claim, they should try to live up to it here when they were the ones who were putting this on the public agenda. And now doubt and skepticism are spreading across the country about what is on these tapes. And we want to see them unfiltered, undoctored, uncensored. Just turn them over to us. And I think that's something that Chairman Jordan could agree to. And I certainly know there are Republicans in the House who feel that way.
Let me just ask you one more question on this, because you referenced tapes and there's this minute that's missing. Is the tape and the minute missing where you think Trump could be implicated, or a list of Epstein's where do you think he could be implicated, or you just don't know?
We don't know. We're saying release the whole thing, which was what was promised. Of course, Elon Musk, in his fit of pique against Donald Trump when they had their quarrel, said the reason it's not being released is because Trump is in the files. And he seemed to speak with authority the same way Dan Bongino spoke with authority before this happened, and Kash Patel, and even Pam Bondi herself. They all seem to know things or know different pieces of it, and it should be released to the public. It should not be a political football. We should just release it the way that if there had been a trial, had Mr. Epstein not died, all of this would have been public information. And so every day that it goes on, with them not releasing it, looks more and more like a cover-up.
Congressman Jamie Raskin, thank you for reminding everybody that you've been pushing for this long ago. I should have said that too. And thank you for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it.
Hey, I'm glad he said what he said. My whole thing is this. Let's just say that they got a team together, and they got this team together and had them review everything, and then, in the best way possible, without actually showing us, telling us what, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot of stuff on there that you are not going to want to see. My whole thing is these higher ups, man, who participated. Because a lot of people are supporting people blindly, man. And I feel like whoever is going to be doing the reviewing of this stuff, they're going to have to be put somewhere safe, which is going to be very difficult. Because, like, in a situation like this with so much evidence, so much stuff that will just send the damn world into a uproar, it's going to be hard to trust people. You know what I mean? It is going to be hard to trust people. But when Elon said that, I did not take that lightly. I wasn't, what did they say? He had a hissy fit? Nah. I did not take that lightly at all. That was him being extremely pissed off and revealing what the world didn't think would ever be revealed. So, because you know their relationship is tarnished, probably done for. It'll never be the same, even if they become cordial. But my whole thing is like, is really looking like a cover-up right now. Or it's been looking like a cover-up. But it really, the fact that he said if Epstein was still alive, all this stuff would come out. It all would. Yeah. Comment below. Appreciate y'all coming over. Let me look at a few comments here. Someone said, I finally agree with MAGA on something. Release it all. Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of people are united in these comments. I'll just say that. All right. Peace out.